Hello everybody, how you doing? My name is Dr. Sami Baya. Please welcome back to my channel. Narcissistic mothers cares more about their own image than they care about their children. The narcissistic mother, they rarely support their children. They'll often credit themselves for things their children have done that they accomplished in spite of their narcissistic abuse and neglect. Narcissistic mothers might also diminish or ignore things about their children that they disapprove of or that challenge their grandiose delusions. Now, the narcissistic mother, she'll often complain about being misunderstood or mistreated. So if you ever confront your mother who is a narcissist for narcissistic abuse or for neglect, she'll often begin playing the victim. Now, a narcissistic mother will compete with you. Most parents want what's best for their children, but narcissistic mothers often compete with their children. They may resent their children's youth, beauty, and success. As a result, they might either criticize their children for being too vain, or for being too stupid, or for being selfish, or they might try to sabotage them in one way or the other. A narcissistic mother, number 2 sign, is that she treats you well in public. Only. A narcissistic mother will act like two different people. When nobody is looking, they are very cruel, sadistic, dismissive, detached. But when she is out in public, they show off. They show you off. They brag about your accomplishments. They act lovingly towards you. A narcissistic mother wants to control you. When you try to assert yourself, it results in anger, rejection, and hostility. She doesn't appreciate your attempts to be an individual because it means you're going to be less available to serve her needs. She gets angry when you disagree or don't want to do what she wants you to do. She'll try to make you feel guilty for having separate interests, for having different hobbies, desires, and opinions. Her love is conditional. She wants you to succeed, but only so that she can look good. And she may become jealous if she feels you're doing too well. Now, the narcissistic mother won't validate your feelings. She lacks empathy. If they do something that upsets you, the narcissistic mother, they won't be prepared to acknowledge their mistake or soothe your upset. They are too focused on trying to manage the shame elicited by your criticism. Now, the narcissistic mother will belittle you. She'll be full of praise in one moment, judgmental in the next moment. They can make your head go round and round. They know where to press, where it hurts most. She'll use sarcasm. She'll be very sarcastic. She'll belittle you, humiliate you in front of others. And she might say that she was joking. She'll gaslight you. She might tell you you're overreacting or you're being too dramatic for showing your feelings. She will try to convince you that she was joking. She will think she's above the rules. She has this sense of entitlement that narcissists have, that she expects special treatment. Again, she's very unpredictable. She showers you with affection and attention when she wants something from you, and she'll ignore you when she's okay. So she only cares about you when she needs something from you. She cannot see your point of view. She's very self-centered. She may ignore, belittle, or undermine you. She may manipulate you or guilt trip you to get her way. They're very unwilling to understand or even acknowledge your point of view. That is the narcissistic mother. She's emotionally volatile. They're emotionally unstable. They'll be swinging between cold and hot. All right? Between cold rage and hot rage. She will also play favorites. And one of the classic signs of a narcissistic mother is playing favorites among the children. She will have one child as the golden child, another one as the scapegoat child. Now, with a narcissistic mother, she has this golden child and scapegoat child because the golden child is seen as an extension of the narcissistic mother. She looks at the golden child as a perfect child who is incapable of doing wrong. They use this golden child, all right, by praising her excessively to put the other family members on check so that they can also want validation from the narcissistic mother. And the scapegoat child will be a dustbin for all problems, for all accusations. Anything that goes wrong will be blamed on the scapegoat child. She's the target of outbursts when the narcissistic mother's feelings of superiority are threatened. Now, a narcissistic mother will also display other characteristics. For instance, she loves it when the discussions are about her. She makes conversations to be about her. She wants to be at the center of attention. She loves bragging. She's arrogant. She brags about your achievements to others. But she will rarely validate or acknowledge you personally. She'll make you feel bad for doing what she wants immediately. She'll make you feel bad for not doing what she wants, because she wants to control you. It's either a way or the highway. She makes you feel guilty by boasting about how much she does for you. It's like you owe her a lot. She's very ruthless and she doesn't forgive. She wants to always win. She wants to be on the top. She doesn't want you to outshine them in any way. She will always make you feel less confident than you are. If you are dealing with a narcissistic mother, you should choose to educate and empower yourself. Remember, knowledge is power. You can do this by reading more resources about narcissistic mothers. And you can also watch YouTube videos like this specific video you're watching right now about narcissistic mothers. Narcissistic mothers are unable to give their children the full attention and validation they need in order to feel loved and emotionally secure. This may impact the child's beliefs, behaviors, and self-esteem well into their adulthood. Now, a narcissistic mother has several traits. They lack empathy. They are verbally aggressive. They want to control the child and their entire family. They create toxic environments. They are jealous of you and your achievements. They want to influence the relationship that you have with your father, with your other family members. They act as if you are an extension of them. They disrespect your personal space and boundaries. They compare you to your brothers, to your sisters, to your peers. Now, one of the classic signs of a narcissistic mother is a mother who plays favorites among their children. They typically choose one child to be a golden child, and they appoint or choose another child to be a scapegoat child. The golden child is seen as an extension of the narcissistic mother. This golden child is described as perfect and incapable of doing wrong by the narcissistic mother. A narcissistic mother will often use her excessive praise of this child to keep the other family members seeking her validation. On the other hand, the scapegoat child is the child that the narcissist mother blames for everything. This scapegoat child will often be the target of outbursts when the narcissistic mother's feelings of superiority are threatened. While the golden child is placed in a position of always trying to earn the love of the narcissistic mother, the scapegoat is placed in a position of always feeling inadequate. They begin to believe that they will never be good enough, and they'll often give up trying. If your mother is a narcissist, she may be emotionally manipulative and coercive. Narcissistic parents give unrealistically positive feedback, which can suddenly turn into overly harsh or punitive criticism. The narcissistic mother treats her children as an extension of herself. You are treated as an extension of your mother, not your own person. Your mother may not see you for who you are inside, aside from being an extension of her. She could have trouble understanding and accepting your feelings and get anxious or angry when she feels rejected or criticized. So if your mother is a narcissist, she can't handle, all right, negative feedback. She's overly concerned about how she looks to others. She wants constant compliments and positive feedback from you. She needs others to know she's the most overworked and appreciated or giving mother. She makes it clear that you owe her. She makes you feel that you need to be in a certain way or achieve something to win her love and approval. Narcissistic mothers may feel entitled or self-important. They seek admiration from others. They believe they're above others. They lack empathy. They exploit their children. They put others down. All right? They experience hypersensitivity to criticism. They believe they deserve special treatment. And worst of all, maybe they are naive to the damage they're causing you. A narcissistic mother may use their children to advance their own goals and wishes at the expense of their child's desires and even emotional or physical needs. For example, a narcissistic mother may order their children to help them with some task after complaining of being tired from having a long workday. They don't care to ask their children about how their day was, maybe at school or elsewhere. So, the children of narcissistic mothers may grow up feeling confused, invalidated, inferior, unloved. The narcissistic mother constantly makes the conversation to be about her. She blames others for any problems that you may have that stem from her behavior. The narcissistic mother brags about your achievements to others. She rarely validates or acknowledges you personally. She is well liked and important to others, but controlling and harsh when no one is looking. She makes you feel bad for not doing what she wants immediately. She makes you feel guilty by boasting about how much she does for you. She's harshly opinionated at home, but puts up a front for people she dislikes. She's ruthless and unforgiving, doing anything she can to be on top. She makes you feel anxious and often lowers your confidence. A narcissistic mother loves playing children against one another. You should never outshine your mother in her talents or appearances unless she's groomed you to do so. And even then, as she gets older, she'll become jealous and find ways to put you down or destroy you. A narcissistic mother will gaslight you. She will play the Munchausen syndrome. She'll fake illnesses to get attention. She plays these damaged goods, She gives you presents which are damaged. This conditions you, it makes you think that there's nothing good about you. With a narcissistic mother, there are effects that they have on their children. Effects of narcissistic mothers on their children can be very devastating. These children become extremely sensitive to the emotions of others. They might always feel as if they are walking on eggshells, even when not dealing with the narcissist. And this happens because the emotional development is centered around the moods, needs, and demands of a narcissistic mother. Effects of a narcissistic mother on their children is the children have poor emotional intelligence. They lack inner development. Their feelings, experiences, and perceptions are always ignored and invalidated by their narcissistic mother, and so they never learn how to manage them or validate them. If you have been raised by a narcissistic mother, you grow to have poor standards and poor boundaries. You overgive and you try to solve others' problems unsolicited. It is easier that way than taking care of yourself. People who have narcissistic mothers struggle with boundaries. And we know that one of the hallmarks of a narcissist is a total lack of boundaries, because these are never developed in childhood. So they will never develop in adulthood either. So effects of a narcissistic mother on the children will develop an insecure attachment system. Attachment is a way we can understand how we perceive and respond to intimacy in relationships. While genetics and other life experiences matter, the way our parents cared for us is a major force in shaping our attachment styles. So being raised by a narcissistic mother, you might develop an insecure attachment. If you are anxiously attached, you could feel that your partner does not want to be as close as you'd like them to be, and interpret many things unnecessarily negatively. You might lash out and then feel worse, or you could protect your autonomy at all costs, keeping others at arm's length and being a closed book. So this is detrimental to nurturing intimacy, because an avoidantly attached person is always misinterpreting others as impinging upon the independence, or you could be a combination of both, anxiously and avoidantly attached. So a child raised by a narcissist most likely will develop insecure attachment. Your attachment style is developed in your childhood. Having a narcissist mother often results in the feeling that love is conditional, must be earned, or that you are unlovable. This often leads to a combination of avoidant attachment and anxious attachment. Now, the thing about growing up under the clutches of a narcissistic mother is that the trauma leads to repetition compulsion. Now, the trauma leads our brains to bring us back to similar situations to resolve the original trauma. Narcissistic mothers have a big impact on their daughters. These daughters will constantly try to please others. They'll believe that love is conditional by nature. They'll either avoid or chase romance in adulthood. They'll think abuse is normal in relationships. They'll develop another possible mental health disorder. And the effect of narcissistic mother on their sons, these sons will have inadequate. They'll feel inadequate, or they'll feel put down. They'll feel like they're a pawn in a chessboard. They'll feel they can never measure up to their fathers after being compared to their fathers by their mothers. So what do you do if your mother is a narcissist? If your mother is a narcissist, acknowledge that your mother's actions harmed you. Let your feelings out. Work with good mentors. Practice self-care. And learn to love yourself. Learn to genuinely forgive. Set boundaries. Create and maintain healthy boundaries. Be clear about what is okay and what is not okay. Establish new healthy relationship boundaries with your mother. Stay calm. Try not to react emotionally to what she says, even if it's an insult. The narcissist wants a reaction from you because it means they have control and they can shift the mood as they please. Your calm is your power. Have some confidence. Dealing with a narcissistic mother can be deeply painful, as she may not recognize your accomplishments and strengths. So in recognizing her narcissism, it is also very important to recognize your own self-worth. Even when she downplays your strengths, engaging in hobbies that enhance your skills and sense of accomplishment will help to boost your confidence. So plan your responses. Have a respectful exit strategy when conversations go off the rails. Let it go. You may feel pressure to keep your mother happy and be a perfect daughter or son. Let go of these thoughts. Remember, it is not your job to make your mother feel special, needed, or relevant. Accept and let go. Try to accept that her narcissism is rooted in an established pattern of beliefs and behaviors, and this is not your fault. Remember that her hurtful words and actions come from her problematic personality, and they're probably not true about you, and you don't really deserve to be treated in an inconsiderate manner. Get help. Talk to a counselor, therapist. They can help you understand how narcissism affects you and learn how to break the cycle. Step away. It may be best to have limited or no contact with your mother, especially if she's abusive or violent. Instead, focus on the things you can control. Sometimes no contact with your family is the only way to deal with a narcissistic mother if your growth and happiness is a priority. If your mother is a narcissist, don't expect an apology from her. Narcissists are unlikely to accept critical feedback. Alright? If you do that, she'll swing into narcissistic rage. They often have excuses and justifications for their behavior. Your mother may not see herself as wrong or her behavior as bad. She probably thinks she's the victim, not you. So don't try to fix or heal your narcissistic mother. You can't change her personality. Narcissists often grew up with narcissistic parents, and they were used and misused and hurt by them. So it is something she has no control over, and it's something that that most likely she won't heal from. So it may help to build compassion for her struggle. So don't compare her to others. Try to have the best relationship you can with your narcissistic mother. Think about when the two of you get along well together, when the two of you shine. Do share similar hobbies, talents, interests. Try to bond. Have a strong support system. Connect with supportive people. Nothing can replace the validation a child receives from their mother, their parents. But remember, there might be other people, other workers, colleagues at work, family members, friends who are close to you, who can show you empathy, who can care about you. Find this support. Reach out to others who will validate your fears and struggles. Make it a point to surround yourself with loving people who have your best interest in mind. Educate yourself on narcissism. Educate yourself on narcissistic personality disorder, on this condition. It can help you understand your mother's behavior more objectively. Stop blaming yourself. If your narcissistic mother constantly belittles you, shames you, condemns you, their behaviors probably have affected your self-esteem. You may have grown up truly believing you are the problem, but that's not the case. That's not the situation. Children deserve to be loved. They deserve respect. They deserve compassion. So remember that narcissistic personality disorder is a mental illness, and it is not your fault that your mother acted the way she did. Try to practice grey rocking. Grey rock method is a very good method to avoid narcissistic abuse. It can be very effective if you have to maintain some contact with your mother, if you can't go complete no contact. But if you want to limit arguments or heightened emotions, then grey rock method is the best. Grey rock method refers to disengaging from the other person. You make this conscious efforts to act uninterested, to act being bored, unresponsive. You might respond with one-word answers. For example, yes, no. You may ignore them instead of picking arguments. Over time, your mother will become frustrated, but she may also start looking elsewhere to get the drama she needs. So, the other way of dealing with a narcissistic mother is to stop trying to change her. Personality disorders are known for being challenging to treat, and it is incredibly very difficult for a narcissistic mother to change, or for a narcissist generally to change. So, treatment often requires some motivation, willingness, and a desire to change. Because your mother may not even recognize she has a problem, trying to change her might backfire into more manipulation and more abuse from her. So instead, try to focus on acceptance. This is your mother. Accept her. You can't change the past, but you can focus on now, on how you want to take care of yourself today and right now, and you can move forward. Then you can also consider no contact. Sometimes the no contact approach may be the best decision you can ever take. No contact is what it sounds like. You eliminate all forms of communication with your mother. This going no contact may be the best if nothing else has worked for you. If you want to end the relationship with your narcissistic mother, then no contact might be the best way to go about it. Now, with a narcissistic mother, try to learn more to understand her. When you understand why your mother behaves the way she does, then you might find that you begin to hurt less and to function better. Take some time to educate yourself about what narcissism actually is. Learn about the common misconceptions about narcissistic personality disorder. In your mind, consciously try to identify the narcissistic abuse that you suffered as a result of your narcissistic mother's disorder. Understand how she affected your thoughts, your views and beliefs. Learn about the various ways narcissism presents itself in parenting, and ask yourself what your mother must have been experiencing. Learn how to cope with a childhood affected by learning how to cope with a childhood affected by maternal narcissistic personality disorder has a lot to do with forgiveness. So try to forgive your mother. Forgive her. She is your mother. Set yourself free by forgiving her. Understand the signs of a mother who has narcissism, because that is the first step you can take towards your healing. You need to heal. Start by getting knowledge about narcissism. Whatever the situation was in the past, let the past be in the past.